Are you ready to go to Hawaii? Never been but want to go? Can't decide which island to visit and what to do when you get there? Well, from my perspective, Kauai is the best choice. From beautiful waterfalls and luxurious resorts, there is adventure and beauty everywhere. We'll follow Vanessa as she sees and experiences all that Kauai has to offer. From tropical rainforest, stunning 3,000-foot coastal cliffs via catamaran, to learning Hawaiian culture through visiting sacred sites by sea, land, or air. Add in the captivating story of Hawaii told through music and dance, and this is your one-stop shop to some of the best Kauai has to offer. This is the ultimate Kauai guide. First up on our tour, the Grand Hyatt Kauai. This gorgeous property is located in the southern part of Kauai in Poipu, about 45 minutes from the airport in Niue. This resort boasts a huge pool complete with slides, waterfalls, and a river open 24 hours a day, and a separate saltwater pool lagoon. It's a great spot to cool down and enjoy tropical ambiance done to perfection. The grounds, lobby, restaurants are all top-notch, and one could easily hang out for several days quite contently. But I do not recommend that. There is too much to see on this island. Kauai has a wet side and a dry side. The Grand Hyatt is supposed to be more on the dry side, but when we visited there was a hurricane off the coast bringing hot, humid conditions and rain. The Hyatt has air conditioning, so no worries. When outside, never fear. It will cool down because it will rain like crazy, making everyone scatter, but don't go too far because in 10 to 15 minutes it's all over with the sun shining, and there you'll be relaxing in that prime spot recently abandoned. Make sure and walk the beach and rocky shore nearby the hotel. Swimming can be treacherous, so I'd stay out of the water here unless you really know what you're doing. The view of the lava tubes and washing machine ocean from the rocks is more than enough to keep the spirits up and the sense of adventure prime.
Nicely done.
There are two drive-up waterfalls that can't be missed. Wailua Waterfall is an easy drive off the main road around the island. Another short drive off the main loop is Opa'ika'a Falls, so named by the Hawaiians because the water looks like jumping shrimp. For an old school but fun and easy boat trip, the Smith boat tour up the Wailua River to the Fern Grotto is a pleasant way to spend a couple of hours. The Fern Grotto used to be an ethereal destination, and I had the good fortune to see it in its heyday back in 1989. But Hurricane Iniki in 1992 stripped away the lush vegetation and fern-covered walls and ceiling of the grotto. While the grotto started to come back, heavy rains and floods in 2006 collapsed much of the grotto and it was closed to the public. Later reopened, but never to its former grandeur. Now you observe what is left of the grotto from a deck well away from the overhang and cliff, whereas visitors used to be allowed to go inside the grotto. Still a beautiful destination, and the river trip itself is worth the $20 per person admission, with nice Hawaiian music and hula harkening back to a simpler time. For an unforgettable experience and the best view of the Nepali coast, a boat tour is the way to see what can only be described as indescribable. We took the Northern Star, a powered catamaran with a sailing option that leaves out of Port Allen in the southern part of the island, about a half hour from Poipu. Warning, if you're prone to motion sickness, this may not be for you. Hurricane-spawned swells made 5 poor folks on this cruise not very happy sailors. For those with sea legs and stomach, you will be rewarded with awesome views of the coast, including Honopu Beach, which was used for the 1976 movie remake of King Kong, and the Cathedral. Sheer cliffs folded and inspired by rain and wind, reminiscent of a Gothic church and organ pipes. Again, take Dramamine so you don't miss out like this poor guy on the lower left of your screen. On the way back, we were treated by a visit from some spinner dolphins, a small tropical dolphin known for its acrobatic jumps. These guys teased us with a brief glimpse and then disappeared. Apparently, the worst kept secret because there were boats everywhere looking for these cool little guys. The captain told us to yell and make noise to attract them, which I'm not sure is true, but we waited and yelled and looked in an empty ocean for telltale splashes. Then they were spotted and put on a nice show. Vanessa, a dolphin lover, was very happy. I told her I knew all along we'd see him. This is a 4.5-hour experience, and we had a really good dinner with steak and shrimp that was nicely prepared on deck, salad, beer, wine, and tropical drinks, complete with a sunset view over the next door neighbor island of Niihau. We opted for Luau Kalamakul, just outside Lihue. It's all done under a big tent, so it can get really hot under there.
We also have a little lounge there with some live music in our bar area.
I do believe I have a case of the horrible.
You look good.
Food service was nicely organized and the wait not too long. Enjoy this quintessential Hawaiian visitor experience. Another must-see is Waimea Canyon and Kauai State Park. Located on the southeast side of the island with a turnoff from the main road in Waimea, take the first exit to the canyon for the best view, State Route 550. I recommend visiting this area early in your trip. Sometimes spectacular views are completely shrouded in clouds, so if you don't get lucky the first time, you can go back again and hopefully the weather will cooperate. You will be rewarded with stunning and peaceful views. The north and northeast side of Kauai, only partially accessible by road, is a must-see. Hanalei Valley and Bay and the coast road to the end at Kalalau Trail looks like they're right out of some 1950s South Sea fantasy, with lush foliage and giant houseplants growing wild everywhere. Not to mention the waterfalls that fall out of the clouds in Hanalei Bay, aptly used for the 1958 classic movie musical South Pacific. Usually summer makes Hanalei Bay a classy and welcoming beach. Due to the hurricane, it was pretty rough and clouded with sediment from all of the rain. The beach was much eroded in some spots and the waves intense, so we stayed out, but enjoyed the beach itself and the rivers and creeks. There are several beaches and stops that are worth the drive, but be aware that rain can occur anytime and flash floods are common. We went to see the Dry Cave across from Tunnels Beach. It was raining heavily and the Dry Cave was, well, dry. Very cool too. Make sure and see a sunset at the luxurious St. Regis Hotel. A $1 billion view awaits you and you don't have to be a guest to enjoy it. Have a drink and an appetizer and soak up the postcard perfect sunset. My favorite beach on Kauai is Animi Beach, just south of the Princeville area. There are safe, reef-protected beaches and coves. The main beach has all of the facilities you could want, plus shade and lots of people. For your own private beach, try one of the coves before the main beach. Vanessa enjoyed the Robinson Crusoe feel of this patch of sand. And remember, never turn your back on the ocean. You can also do your own model shoot, model not included. So to round out your Kauai trip, you can see all of the places you visited from the unique and exhilarating viewpoint of a helicopter. We used Sunshine Helicopters, which flies out of the main airport at Lihue and for a chunk of change more from Princeville. The tour is about 40 minutes and you'll get to see what can't be seen from any road, including views of the famous Jurassic Park waterfall. If you're afraid of heights or flying, this trip may not be for you, but I'd strongly urge you to get over your fear and try it. The pilots are all experienced and do a good job at making the trip as smooth as possible. You will never forget the experience. Even if you're put in the middle of the helicopter like I was for this trip, you can still see great. The views of Waimea Canyon really give a perspective you can't see from the road. And the Nepali coast comes alive with its rich history and stories of native Hawaiian culture as told by your pilot. You can glide into ancient valleys that cannot be seen or visited any other way. Too soon you were on your way back after rounding out your tour with views of Hanalei and the wet side of the island. Smoothly back on the ground, you will be happy you took this trip. So there you have the ultimate Kauai guide. Let's recap. The Grand Hyatt at Poipu. Drive Up Waterfall. Wailua River Boat Tour. Nepali Boat Tour. A luau. Waimea Canyon and Kauai State Park. Hanalei and the wet side. Anini Beach. Helicopter tour. Oh yeah, and go with that special someone. See you for our next trip.